Susan. Hi, Cardi. Zoom makes me look tan. I wish I looked like this in real life. Hi, Danielle. Hi, Christy. You found it. Hi, Mel. Hi, Casey.
Oops. Where am I?
I don't know. I
While we
can't
wait for people to get on the call,
there we go.
I'll tell you guys a story. I talk to Laura so much I can't say anything, and she doesn't even know what I'm talking about anymore. But I have like really been like convinced by my family and through quarantine that I should get a dog, right? And so then this battle of like what type of dog and this and that, and no one wants the hypoallergenic bougie dog that I would want, and I don't want a mini horse. Anyways, I've fallen in love with a particular breed, and our neighbors have one, and they came over last night and they played with this dog for like way too many hours. My eyes were like swollen this morning, and I have hives everywhere. And I've been like, I think I'm allergic to going around dogs. And I was like, yeah. Brian's like, is it that bad? And he looked at my legs. He's like, yeah, I don't think we should get a dog. I was like,
they have hypoallergenic dogs you can get.
yeah, I would definitely need one. So I like finally like, I was like, do I want to put makeup on?
And to make your friend Laura very happy, you can even still rescue a hypoallergenic dog.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. No pressure.
Hi, Kelly. Hi, Lori. Hi, Jules. Hi, Amy. Okay, so we are going to just get like right into tonight's team call. I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody. I know there are some people that were very much like asking, and they're messaging me about the call information. So if anybody is missing someone on their team, upline, downline, crossline, and just to send a little message of like, hey, the team call is starting. I'd love for just a couple more people that I feel like want to be on here to get on. So I'm going to do things just a little bit differently tonight. And I'm so excited because there's a couple other people that are going to be presenting tonight and chatting with you guys, which is always super, super fun. But I want to just go through a few updates. I don't know if you guys get the Isogenics, like Leaders in the Loop, newsletter. If you sign up to get emails or texts, you'll get it. But if not, I just kind of want to make sure that you guys are up to date. But we talked about this briefly last week. I'm going to just give you one more little rundown. But when it comes to posting right now about the financial opportunity, do it. Use the disclaimer. Don't reference the pandemic, the season, the climate, COVID, any of that. Okay, that's the best way to just keep ourselves protecting our company, is just don't reference that. And if you have any questions about how to post or isn't compliant, just reach out. It would be better before compliance hits you up and it's like, hey, take that down, or like, shame on you, for posting it, just to kind of ask so that we can get you that information. The ISA Foundation, you guys, I think this is awesome. Who on the call, type in the chat, knows about the ISA Foundation? It knows when Isogenics switched from Make-A-Wish to the ISA Foundation. Does anybody know? Anybody remember what that was? So we used to partner with Make-A-Wish, and long story short, but Isogenics said, you know what, way too much of our money is going towards the foundation and not to the actual cause. And so we opened up our own, and where right now all of the proceeds, because Isogenics doesn't have to take a profit because we already run a business, goes to like third world countries or natural disasters. They opened up a fourth pillar that's all for racial equality. So I think that is awesome, and I want you guys to kind of know about that. Check out, we posted about it in the business page, and you can look at it, the changes to the Team Builders Club, of what's happening when you get 2 enrollments and 5 enrollments. So look at that because it's very new and it's very different. And the Father's Day promotion, there's something coming. The Instagram, the Isogenics Instagram page is going to be doing some little dripping on that, some teasing. So I want you guys to watch that, follow that, stay up to speed on what they're going to do for Father's Day. And the last little thing that I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to turn it over to Laura right off the jump, is Celebration. So Celebration is our flagship event, and I've never missed it. This would have been like my 8th one. And we have been in San Diego, we have been in Vegas, we've been in Nashville, and this year was supposed to be in Park City. And because of COVID-19, we can't do large groups, and it's going to be scheduled virtually. But in no way, shape, or form should you be thinking, oh, it's fine, I might catch part of it, I should not catch part of that. I mean, typically, you guys, we've had 100 to 200 people at that event. And this is some of the best training you will ever get, not just in Isagenix, like in the industry. The lineup is incredible. And so I want you guys to not think like, oh, I might watch part of it on Friday, or I might, watch part of it on Saturday. Like, this is a standard. And if this was a company conference for your job, you would be there and you would be all in. So I'm gonna turn it over to Laura on like the importance of events and some ideas on how to, make it fun.
So totally a little bit impromptu, but I'm happy to share this, and it's crazy. We just got off a prior call, and it just was so ironic that Brent Shaw, one of the millionaires, was just speaking. He was talking about how hard he resisted separation and how he wanted to go. Like he was kind of forced to go, kind of like I was to my first celebration. That he really understood was possible for him. This is an opportunity to celebration, that he would never have had that belief that this was a viable option for him. And now he's an Isagenix millionaire. And in 2014, when I got started with Isagenix, you guys, Lauren, back out of me. I lived in New Jersey. Celebration was in San Diego, so I had to fly all the way across the U.S. The plane ticket was $600 plus the ticket to celebration plus the hotel room, and I thought she was crazy. Like, why does someone want to go to the event so bad? And I was her vacation away from my family. And she just was relentless and through. Yeah.
In your room, you're breaking up terribly.
Oh, I am?
Yeah.
I don't know why. It says I have a good signal.
Well, now you're good, but it's been pretty bad.
All right, hold on. Well, I'm going to keep talking and I'm going to multitask. Watch how I multitask. Anyway, Lauren hounded me either. I finally agreed to go. And it was at that first celebration that I realized this was really an opportunity for me to feel like I was working. Can you hear me? Just give me 1 second. Hop in over here. I'm going to hop in on my phone. Give me 1 sec. Oh boy.
Well, what I can tell you, what she was saying is how the guy right before that's doing our executive call was kicking and screaming, and Laura was saying she was kicking and screaming, and how you would have had to have paid for a hotel and a flight and your event ticket. I was working through the robot noise. Are you on your phone yet? Or maybe she just got off.
I'm here.
Oh, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me better now?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Yep. So I was just saying how he didn't want to go either, and it built his belief. I didn't want to go, and I left that event in 2014, and I never, ever looked back, you guys.
Ever did I look back. Isagenix, I knew, was the opportunity. Now I can't see you guys. Can you hear me? Okay. So I knew Isagenix was the opportunity. And what I really want to say about this celebration, while I have always worked to get people to events and explain to them the benefit of buying the plane tickets and buying the event to celebration and paying for the hotel rooms and doing all those things, now you don't have to do any of that, and you have all of this incredible training and all of this right here at your fingertips. So I personally am going to be hosting a watch party at my house for anyone and everyone in the St. Louis area to come, and we can do this together, and watch the training together and learn together and get fired up together about this incredible opportunity. But you get this time around for free. And that to me is like a golden gift that you can never get again, because it's just an incredible opportunity. So if you're thinking, I'm not really sure, I don't really know, I don't really want to watch a Zoom all day on Saturday, you're welcome to come to my house, and we are going to make quite the party out of it, but we are going to learn. So take advantage of this opportunity, you guys. You may never, ever get it again. Lauren, that's all I had to say.
So awesome, and thank you, and thanks for adjusting your whole situation there right away. But I agree, you guys, just plan on blocking it off Friday afternoon tonight and all day Saturday, whether you get together with one person or 10 people. I mean, I was talking to Paige because Todd Siddons is like renting out an Airbnb in Scottsdale. People are flying down, they'll be by the pool, they're together. Arizona's clearly more open than Colorado is. But a couple girls here, Erica McQueen and Casey Tom, that I'm good friends with, that I do my masterminds with, they want to get together, you know, and I just want you guys to treat this with the standard that Celebration has for yourself, of like block out a day and a half of your life to really go up, to really grow. And the lineup is incredible. Like it's absolutely phenomenal. And so make the most out of it, but I want you guys to block that off now and don't half-ass it, because you don't have to half-ass anything, right? Like just really, really, really show up. So there's a couple of things that I want to chat to you guys about, and then I'm going to interview someone so special and then wrap it up with kind of rolling into our next Blitz week. But before I do that, and I intentionally did the announcements before this, but I wanted to make sure our call was full. I want to celebrate every single one of you right now, not only because I watched you max out your cookies and cream and were intentional with the post and reach out. I see you all posting our 11-day shred and getting people so fired up, you know, for this cleanse before the 4th of July. I think it's a perfect time. I can already feel the enrollments coming in. But there's a lot of momentum happening right now. You know, Anna and Chris, every time I open up my Escaples, they're growing. You know, Sherry's got enrollments coming in. I was on the phone with Lorri today. She's like, I'm enrolling 4 people and creating a consultant tonight. And I'm like, what? You know, and it's so fun to see. But for really the purpose of this call, you guys, and some of you heard me talk about this on our executive call. First of all, I want to acknowledge Kisa and her leadership and the grit and heart that she poured in to an obscene amount of people. Like, it is not easy to rank advance 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people in a weekend. Like, that is incredible. And she was invited tonight to be on David Wood's panel, which is so exciting. She's like, why is corporate calling me? And I was like, I don't know, but I think it's a good thing because your business is amazing right now. So I'm so, so, so proud of her. But this week, you guys, through many work at Zooms, I mean, this group all day Friday, all day Saturday, all day Sunday, they Zoomed in together by the pool, having cocktails, but held each other accountable and were relentless in reaching some goals. And so Jenny Thompson hit 2-star, you guys, organically, 23 cycles for the week. That is absolutely amazing. Amy Conley hit the 5-cycle bonus. Christy Perez not only hit Crystal Manager, but she also hit the 5-cycle bonus, or cycle for the first time. Kimberly hit the 5-cycle bonus for the second time. Jules created 2 new consultants on her path to executive. Alicia created a consultant and is halfway to manager. Marla double pibs, and she hit the 5-cycle bonus. Oh my gosh. Kelly Magbione, she is well on her way to director and off to executive. And the best part was just the belief and the accountability, you guys. Like, I couldn't keep up with the text of like, this is happening, this is happening, this was happening. And I'm so proud of you guys. And there's just so much to be said about locking arms, doing it together, absolutely committing. And the last order, and this is where corporate's so amazing, went in at 12:01. It was like 1 minute over, and they totally honored it because of everything that had been happening. And just so, so excited for you guys. I wanted to make sure that I did this on this call and on our previous executive call because you guys deserve all the accolades and celebration. And I'm truly, truly proud of you guys. So before we introduce Jenny, and I talked to her a little bit about what's happening and what this shift is about and what she can share, because I think it's great to learn from someone who's really in it. I was actually on Jackson Parr's call last night. I don't know if anyone knows who Jackson Parr is. It's a top income earner in Australia, but he's a top income earner in the US. He's young, he's down to earth. You know, he was in a rock and a hard spot a few years ago, makes a 7-figure income with Isagenix. I mean, when we had the 7-star and above pools, he made over $100,000 in leadership pool money. Very, very successful, but he's down to earth. He's super fun. And I was privileged to be on his call last night. And so tonight when I was thinking, like, what do I want to talk about? Like, what have we not done in a while? And I'm like, we've done some connecting, some objections. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to totally talk about Jackson Parr's cake recipe because it's brilliant. And it is one of the formulas. And I will post the recording. I'll post this picture in Dreamers in Action. it's a system that many people in the company use, and it's very, very effective. I've had people train on it on Super Saturdays, and would love to encourage you guys to really kind of learn this. So this is basically his 7 questions. I'm like looking at it because I don't want to go out of order. His 7 questions to be able to get to the close when he's enrolling someone. He's talking about Isagenix, okay? So the very first one is, can I ask you a few questions to see if I can help? And the importance of this that I want you guys to hear is that it's getting permission, right? He's making sure they're open, because often we are like, boom, 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 right? And it's like you're hitting like a ping pong ball like 20 times at the person, and they haven't even said they want to know. So you create a space. You create a place where they are open and you have gotten permission. Plus, you are suggesting that you have a solution, because it says, may I ask you some questions to see if I can help, right? This is not to sell. This is not to close. This is because you really want to know if you can help someone. I mean, I think we've all gotten on the enrollment call at some point and been like, oh boy, they need a lot more work than Isagenix, right? Or you like thought like, this is not like, it's something Isagenix should do. It's very genuine. Where other times if we ask the right question and they're begging for a way to have quick food on the go, or they're begging to save money, or they don't want to clean up or whatnot, you're like, oh my gosh, Isagenix can absolutely help. So that's the foundational question, okay? Now, the way that I want you guys to picture this is like an onion, and peeling back the layers of the onion, because you want to get to the emotional point. You want to get to the pain point. You've got to get in there to where it's a little bit deeper. So the second question is, what is your ultimate goal? And the reason about that is you want them to tell you what's most important. We don't want to assume. So let's say someone is like, they say they want to lose weight, right? And I say, may I ask you a few questions to see if I can help? And I'm asking them questions like, well, what do you do for breakfast? What do you do for a lunch? How much do you spend a day on food? You know, why is it important for you to lose weight? What are you doing right now? What has worked for you in the past? What have you not tried? What do you, like, you're asking these questions, right? And you're kind of digging there to see. So then the next one is, what is your ultimate goal? And the reason that you want to do that is because you don't want people to lower their standards. Like, how many of you have ever been on a call and they say, oh, well, I mean, I guess I'd want to lose like 20 pounds, but even if I lost 10, it'd be great, right? Like, people sell themselves short because they're so afraid to fail. They don't reach for the highest bar that they can set for themselves. They stay in this comfort zone. Those same people have lost and gained those 10 pounds so many times through so many programs, but never gotten to the ultimate goal. And you need to know that, right? And you need to know kind of why it's there. So allow them to say, like, my ultimate goal is to be able to wear size 6 jeans again. Right? I have a closet full of clothes that I haven't worn in a year, and I want to be able to go shop in my own closet again. My ultimate goal, you guys, people on this team have heard this story. A long time ago, I enrolled a girl. Her ultimate goal, like, this is like using this formula, her ultimate goal was to jump on the trampoline with her kids. She was so heavy, she honestly felt like she was not safe to jump on the trampoline, and she lost a significant amount of weight. And I will never forget this. She sent me a video and she was jumping on the trampoline with her kids, right? Like, that is what we do for people, but you can only hold them accountable to their coaching days and their cleanse days if you know what the ultimate goal is. So number 3 is, what are your 2 or 3 areas? You guys, this one for sure, women will tell you, and it's uncomfortable if you have to ask. I mean, men will too, but like, women, we all pick our bodies apart, right? Like, I'm not trying to be like stereotypical, but we like, that's just more classic. If you ask someone, like, what's an area of your body that you would really like to choose? Like, what's an area that every single day, this is a challenge for you? Like, if someone asked me that right now, like, if I'm like, okay, I need to lose 10 pounds by the wedding, and if someone said, like, what's the area that you focus on, without thinking twice about it, I would say my lower stomach and my arms. Right? Don't want chubby arms and I don't want to pooch. Like, we know that. It's like second nature. People will tell you, I want to lose my saddlebags. I don't want to have a double chin. I don't want my belly to roll over my jeans. Like, they will tell you. And the reason that you're asking that question is because we're trying to get to the pain point. We're trying to get for someone to be like, oh, every time I sit down, my belly rolls over my pants and it makes me uncomfortable, that they're motivated, that they're not going to see a price. They're seeing the solution. They're seeing that whatever they're doing right now is not getting them to where they want to be, and that we really can provide a solution should they be able to focus on it. Does that make sense? So then number 4 is why. Why is that important? So you guys can imagine, I mean, it was self-explanatory when that woman said her ultimate goal was to be able to jump on the trampoline with her kids. Why? Right? I mean, I don't really have to tell you, you guys can all know she's missing out on moments, the shame that she had, the joy, the memories, the things that she couldn't do. But if I was on the phone with a girl, hypothetically, who wants to be a bridesmaid in a wedding, you guys, I'm so sorry, I'm so wedding inundated, but hopefully you get my analogies. But like if a girl who's going to be a bridesmaid in the wedding, and I'm asking her questions like, can I help? And she's like, oh, I skip breakfast and I kind of, eat Starbucks for lunch. Or we're going through this whole thing. Like, what's your ultimate goal? This is Paige Doyle's story, by the way, from years ago. And she's like, well, I don't want to be the fat bridesmaids. Like, I don't want to be the girl in all the pictures that stands out. All these other girls are fit and lean, And if someone had asked her, like, what's an area that you want to focus on? Like, she would have told you, like, I don't like my stomach. I don't like my thighs. Like, these are things she would have told you. I know Paige so well, and I know how she started in Isogenics. Why is that important? Because I'm single and all these girls, are really attractive and I don't feel really good about myself and I want to feel fit. I want to feel confident. I want to show up, right? Like that is like the reason that people are going to make a change. There are some people that their why is because they're going to go on prescriptions if they don't get their health under control, right? Some people's why is because they're tired of cooking and they just want to have ease. Some people's why, whatever that may be, you have to kind of dig to that point, okay? Then number 5, how long have you felt this way? People didn't just wake up 40 pounds overweight, right? They didn't just wake up 50 pounds overweight. How long have you been feeling this way? Because you're bringing to the surface how they are suffering in silence. You are bringing to the surface their awareness that whatever they're doing right now is not working. The habits they currently have are not reaching them to where they want to be. It's making them see they need to do something different. It's making them open to a different change, open to the solution that you can provide. Do you guys see this? Like how we're digging, like why do you want to do this? Imagine if you were on the phone with someone who wanted to lose their mom weight and you say, how long have you been feeling this way? Like how long have you been wanting to do this? Like, well, my baby's now 3, right? Like that's not newborn weight anymore. And like we hear that all the time, but you have to be willing to ask those questions. Number 6, do you have something coming up to work towards? Now, assuming if the why wasn't the bridesmaid thing, right? And it was like, oh, I just want to lose weight, or I want to have more energy. I want to slip into this size jeans. And they go, oh yeah, I've got a reunion coming up. Or, oh, I've got an anniversary coming up, or I've got a birthday, or I've got this speaking event, or whatever that may be. There's something because you can give them a deadline, something that they can work towards. It's something that will keep them motivated. Like you guys, last year when I was leaning out for Nashville, when I spoke for Celebration, I bought the jumper like a month before the event and I hung it outside my closet. Like I just hung it and I saw it every day. I was like, oh man, that mole back is wide open. Like every day I would look at it, right? And I was like, 5 more weeks, 6 more weeks, and I'm like, I don't want to cleanse today. And I would like look at the jumper. I'm like, oh, you should do a 2-day this week, right? Because it was like so in the forefront of my mind. And we disconnect sometimes from this when we're talking to people, and it helps you relate to them because it will allow you to share your story when you're talking to someone. In the same way I just did that, when Keisha can talk about, why she first started her program or why she wanted to get off energy drinks and what was going to happen, or Jules can talk about this. It makes you relatable, but it also can help you coach them. So if someone said, hey, like I know Jenny's got this lake trip coming up. And if she says, oh yeah, I've got this lake trip that's coming up on her cleanse day, fast forward 2 weeks later and she's on the products and she's like, oh man, I have a headache and I'm really hungry. And, I've made it till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's probably good enough. And I'm like, hey, do you remember when you told me about this lake trip goal? Like, just picture your ideal bod on that boat. Like, come on, you can do it, and there's a reason that not only are we going to be able to enroll her, but then we can keep her accountable throughout her journey. And the last one is, how would you feel if? And this is when you vision cast. This is when you get to paint the picture for them. This is when you start to provide the solution. Okay, so that's like, how would you feel if you could go into your closet and be able to put anything on with ease, not have to differentiate, your fat jeans and your skinny jeans, just slip into anything and feel so sexy? How would you feel if you could jump on that trampoline all day long with abundant energy and tons of sexy confidence? How would you feel to be able to go back into your doctor's office, right, with an updated physical and be in total health because you've released the weight and you've like rebalanced your body? How would you feel if that one is so important because that is where we introduce the solution where they can see what this will do for them. And so you guys, I will post Jackson's whole training call. It's about 28 minutes. It's awesome. And he's got this fun little Aussie accent anyways, so it's cute to listen to. And then I will post a little flyer before it. But I want you guys to like print them off and just kind of think about it when you're on the phone with someone. You know, if you're like, oh, when someone reaches out to your post, like, I want to do the 11-day shred. And you call them, you know, and you're like, hey, I saw you wanted to do the 11-day shred. And they're like, oh, yeah. And you're like, what interested you about it? And you're like, oh, I want to lose some quarantine pounds, you know, and it just kind of sounded like something fun to do. How much is it? They're like, oh, it's $275. They're like, oh, no, I'm good. I'm going to drink celery juice, right? Like, that's what's going to happen over and over again. But if you ask them things like, oh, yeah, can I ask you a few questions to see if I can help? Because then you can dig in and see what they're doing and what they're not doing. And if we can actually be able to provide some information, you know, what's your ultimate goal of the 11-day shred? We don't know. We can't assume. Like, you really want them to be able to tell you, you know, what are 2-3 areas of your body that you really focus on right now? Excuse me. Allow them to tell you, why is that important to you? How would you feel if it was different? How long have you felt that way? Let them realize that they have been feeling that way for much longer than 3 months, most likely. You know, they might want to lose 5 or 10 quarantine pounds. They probably had 5 or 10 pounds before that. You know what I mean? To just be real, like, allow people to feel that way, because when they realize that discomfort, they're going to find themselves motivated. You know, do you have something that you can look forward to? Like, ask them what's on the other side of the 11-day. Like, we know Jules is going to Cabo, right? I know that's everybody's posting on social media today. Like, I know Jenny's going to the lake, right? Everybody knows that I'm getting my bridal alterations. Like, yes, there is something that you are looking forward to because it makes you a little bit more accountable. And that last one is so important. And it's a little challenging, but it's a skill, and you guys will get better at it. And how would you feel if, and then you paint the picture. You get to provide the solution to everything they just told you that we know Isagenix can do, that we know Isagenix is so special, that it's distinguished, that it raises the bar, but you've got to be comfortable to be able to do that. But I promise you, if you guys perfect these skills and you get better at them, your close rate, right, your enrollment rate will increase, because you're really trusting people. They're trusting you. You're getting to know them. You're building their relationship, and they can really see the need for the products that we have. So that's a little bit of homework for you guys this week. I'll put it up and do that. But I wanted to give you a little bit of just something to focus on. And with no further ado, the moment you guys have all been waiting for, I'm so excited to talk to Jenny tonight and for her to be able to share everything that's been happening with you guys. And this was on a whim. I said, I want to interview on the team call. And she sends me back, this is true. I could play it right now. A little voice memo. She's like, okay, but like, I don't really know. I can just kind of tell them, and because of what's changed in my heart. And I'm like, yep, that's exactly why. Because you're full of integrity. You're full of passion. Like, I don't need it to be perfect. I want it to be real, and I want it to be relatable. So just a teeny bit of background, you guys. Kisa and Jenny, Kisa and Roll Jenny, you know, I have seen them for years do Isagenix together, and it's fun when you just see the shift. And you've heard this from other leaders. I did that products for 6 years before I became an Isagenix millionaire. I did this, or I did that, or kind of whatever it may be. So it's fun to see them together. And I'm gonna focus on Jenny tonight, because I want you guys to like literally hear from a rising star and someone who's relatable. But Jenny would not be where she is right now without Kisa, and she'll probably say that. But when someone's very successful, it's because someone has poured belief in them. They have done 3-way calls with them. They've done recognition. They've gone to events with them. And Kisa, even though we're going to give Jenny the spotlight, I really just want to honor the leader that you are. And there's such a huge part into where she has been successful. So Jenny, the first thing that I would love to be able to ask you tonight is, how did you learn about Isagenix? Why did you start? Why did you start to share? Why did you kind of never really want to do the business? Like, give them a background on Jenny 5 years ago until 3 months ago.
Absolutely. Hi, everybody. So I signed up with Isagenix March of 2015. And at that time, you know, I was working for the government. I was working at a restaurant on the side, and I had just lost my spark. I was the heaviest I'd ever been. By no means was anyone going, whoa, Jenny's fat. But it got to a point where I just didn't feel like myself in my skin. I couldn't wear my jeans anymore. You know, people were wanting to go to the lake and the beach, and I'm such a beach girl, and I was making excuses of not wanting to go. I didn't want to get in a bathing suit. So to be very honest, I got really drunk one night and I woke up the next morning and I was hungover and I was in bed scrolling through Facebook, feeling sorry for myself. And Kisa was an acquaintance on Facebook. I didn't really know her. And she had a before and after picture of her dad, Rick. And I messaged her and I was like, what's your dad doing? And she's like, you want to chat? And I was like, sure. So we literally talked for 10 minutes. I don't use credit cards. I use only debit cards. So it's not like I have money to spend. And I remember buying this 30-day pack from this, I would say, stranger. I didn't really know her. And I was just like, this is ridiculous. 30-day money back. I am going to be returning this. Like, I'm just still drunk from last night. This is dumb. So yeah, so that's how I started. But you know what? I know deep down I really did believe in it and want it, and I needed a change. So I did it. I did everything Kisa said. And I'm in the private Facebook groups and I see everyone being so excited. And, you know, I lost this much weight and I have this much energy. And I was like week 1, week 2. And I was like, And Kisa's like, don't give up. I'm like, I won't. All right. So 2.5 weeks, I'm going to say, is when I got my spark back. And I remember just sitting at that desk and I was like, damn, I feel really good. I feel really good. And 2.5 months later, I hit my goal weight and I've never looked back. There is not one day I do not put isogenics in my body. I still cleanse once a week. Weight loss isn't my goal anymore, but I just like how it makes me feel. I glow from the inside out when I cleanse. So why would you not? And business aspect, I was very against the business. I was just not your cookie cutter fun person to sign up. Let's be real. So I signed up in March. In July of that year, I became a consultant. And that's only because I would put little pieces on Facebook, but I really didn't want anyone knowing what I was doing because I was that jerk. And so while I'm getting cute, I'm not telling anyone what I'm doing. So I went from California to Colorado for a family reunion. And, you know, you're at a family reunion, there's pictures all over social media. And everyone's like, what are you doing? You look so good. And I'm busy. I'm having fun with my family. And Kisa's like in the background going, hey, I'm going to do this call with so-and-so. And I'm like, oh, that's my friend. Yeah, he's awesome. And I became a consultant while I was at my family reunion because I refused to get on calls. I did not want to do the business at all. So did I answer all your questions? Did I miss something?
No, that's awesome. That's super funny. I actually forgot about that. But then, so talk even just a little bit, because then I'll dive into like what kind of happened, 3-4 months ago. But then from that point, and you had a little bit of taste of it, but like how you casually shared, and even like I would push you, like you have to lead with the business, and you're kind of like, and like the professional shake pusher.
Right. Yeah. And it's so, one-on-one was great. So if I was with someone, I'd be more than happy to talk with them. But reaching out to people was really out of my comfort zone. And I had a great job with the county of San Luis Obispo, and I was working at the restaurant, and so I was making really good money. Not that I couldn't use more. I mean, who can't use more money? But it just wasn't something that I wanted to add to my plate. But I'll tell you what, those 2 people that signed up in July when I became a consultant, I've never fallen out of consultant since then, because I'm a talker and I share everything I love. I love wine. I share it. I share isogenics. So literally just because I am a social person, I just stayed consultant and I just kept telling people. And that was that aspect for a long time, because I was very against network marketing, I would say at that point.
What was it? Do you remember? Like, what was it that you were kind of against, or why you were kind of like, I don't want to really do that?
Oh, 100%. I grew up in a very small town, and it was cookie cutter. You get your degree, you get your career, you get married, you have children. I will say I'm the black sheep perhaps, because yes, I had the degree and I had the career, bought the house. I'm not married. I don't have kids. But I wasn't happy. So, I was doing everything I thought I was supposed to be doing, but I was not happy at all, because I was living someone else's dream, their thought of what my life should be. And that's nobody's fault, but it's just, I was told to do X, Y, Z from just society and my family and the people around me. That's what we do, that's what everyone does. It's the normal. But I found I'm not normal. You put me in an office, I'm going to punch my face off. If I had to do one more evaluation, I'm going to scream. So, I did that for 7 years. And I just got to a point where I woke up one day and I was like, I have to find a different way. And I'm still a jerk, and I still didn't want to do network marketing. I just was going to pick a different career.
You're not a jerk. It just takes time and timing. So well, here, if you're okay, will you talk, and then I'm gonna ask you a question, but share a little bit with the team what happened to you specifically coming into COVID, not with Isagenix, but with everything else that you were doing.
Yeah, absolutely. So when I left the county, I started my own business and then had Isagenix as my second income. So I'd been on Isagenix for 5 years, business in the background. And when COVID hit, my personal assisting business was thriving. I was doing great at it. But with everything shutting down, my business shut down. So again, I still don't use credit cards. I have no family here in Texas, and I lost all my income. There was no unemployment coming in. You wonder how you're going to eat and pay your mortgage and your rent and your car payment. I was afraid they were going to take my car. It was scary, and I didn't show that a lot on social media. I like to be positive, but it was hard. Sorry.
Don't be at all. Marla's writing, I love you to me. And I'm like, oh, that was private. Make sure that she sees that. This is real. And this, I mean, I didn't want to make you cry as much as understanding like for people, like why there's a shift. And also when people worry about reaching out to people, like Jenny, there's so many of us that are looking for you, because we truly believe we can help them, you know? And like, I've said that forever, like I do Isagenix for a totally different reason for a lot of other people, right? You are the reason I do Isagenix, because that was me. And I look for that person, that's like my match. Not everybody does, but when you guys see that and people get so wrapped up and like, oh, is someone thinks I'm selling them, or I'm too busy and I don't want to do this. There are people in that position right now praying for something, looking for something that we've got to mentor, that we get to pour belief into, that we get to lock arms with, and we get to show them a totally different way of life. I don't know if you know the answer to this. I was trying to figure it out, and I meant to ask Kisa earlier and I forgot to look it up, but do you have any idea on average what you made with Isagenix weekly up until about 3 months ago?
Oh, I had the annual. No, I would say, I mean, I would cycle once to 4 times a week before this.
So that's $50 to $200, that range, which is still good. I mean, it's still consistent. It was residual, you know, so on the high end, you know, probably $1,000 a month when you had PIBs and things like that and had rank events. Someone on the low end, probably 500. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. I would say 500 to 1,000, depending on the month.
Okay. So, I mean, that's awesome, you guys. And that was perfect for where she was, right? I mean, she had these other jobs, but it got her products paid for, was helping her pay off some debt, gave a little spending money or whatnot. And that's, I mean, there's no shame in any of that. Like, that's amazing. And you have been a top income earner at times doing that, you know, and just being this kind of happy product user. Do you know your highest week with Isagenix now?
Last week, 23 cycles.
Do you know the total with the 2-star bonus and your PIBs and
$2,400.
$2,400. I mean, that's amazing. And that's in 1 week. I mean, granted, that's the compound effect. And I feel like I need to put the income disclaimer, you know, in here somewhere for where this recording goes, you know, that all earnings are not guaranteed or whatever that says, you guys. But this is the process of 5 years of getting on team calls, of posting on social media, of getting to events, of pouring into her customers. And there's some things that happen inside that why was greater. But you guys, I mean, that's amazing. When you can think about that 90 days ago, I mean, that's not that long, that your highest week was a couple $100 to now be at just under $2,500. I mean, it's remarkable, and it's so special, and it's so special to watch. But here's the thing that I was saying on our executive call before this, that it was so fun, was to see the camaraderie in the community and this synergy if not only are you pouring massive belief into your new organization, right? Into Amy and into Liz and into Kimberly and into Christy and, you know, these brand new people, like, you can do this because you've done it, but also seeing their hustle because they want you to succeed. The vulnerability that you have shared, right? And like, everybody wanted you to succeed as much as you want them to succeed. That's what's amazing about this business. And then, you know, the next level of this is Kisa going, you know, we always say it's an equal opportunity, but for her to see that someone she personally enrolled has the potential to pass her, right? That like her business and where they were, and that anybody can do this. And it's not like, oh, if you just come in early, you're in this sweet spot, right? Or like, you know, that what she was able to do. And there's things about the left leg, the right leg. It's not the importance of the call. But Kisa, even though for years you say like, oh, it's an equal opportunity, it's an equal opportunity, she'd never really seen someone in her organization grow like that and so quickly that it's like anybody can do this. And I really want you guys to highlight, because it's an incredible possibility. I mean, for every single person. And I love that you put your heart into this. I love that you talked about, you know, the drive, you know, that you really kind of like, I had to do this. But what I'd like to actually ask you a little bit more about, if you're okay, is like the shift. Like, you guys, I could just save all these voice memos where she's like, why was I not doing this before? And like, actually how fun it's been to lead with the business. And talk a little bit about that, of what you're saying and how the calls have shifted and how your team is responding because of your posture changing.
Yeah, it's interesting. And I have told her and Kisa, I'm like, I'm kicking myself. Why was I not doing this years ago? Because I love being an entrepreneur. I love working for myself. You know, and I do want to say, and I think you touched on it, I have loved on my team. And although this was a back burner business for me, every single person that has purchased from me over the last 5 years, I've always loved on. So I think when this came about, it was very natural. It wasn't like I was like, hey, remember when I sold you those shakes 3 years ago? You want to make some money? I would never want to be that person. I want to be genuine and authentic and lead with my heart very much. And I would rather be their friend than anything first. You know, I don't care if you're using the product. I don't care if you want to do the business. I love them as a person, and I think that's important. Amy and Liz actually signed up before Kimberly. And Amy and Liz just wanted the product, stopped using it for a bit, came back. I had signed up Kimberly. Kimberly was like hesitant, but then just in the business because she's an entrepreneur type person. And then, you know, Amy was along the same lines as me. She worked in a restaurant. When everything shut down, she didn't have money coming in either. And so I did the restaurant business for 21 years. I very much respect it and I understand it. And it's a lot of fun and it's a lot of hard work. But you know what? They know how to sell. They know how to be friendly. They know how to multitask. These people are gold. I'm one of them. So when this started happening, I started reaching out, and I didn't want to talk about Isagenix. I just said, how are you doing? I know you're losing income right now. What can I do to help you? And they already know what I'm doing, right? Because I've been consistent with my posts on Facebook. I've been consistent in everything I've been doing for 5 years in that sense. And, you know, people are interested in another form of business, or another line of income right now. And so I think that helped with my shift in my focus, because I wasn't getting people going, oh, network marketing. People were actually wanting to hear what I had to say and the way I'd been living. They were curious. And I don't think I'd had that before. And I think it was partly the situation they were in at this moment. And also I think I was leading with more open eyes, more possibility. You know, I didn't think I was this stubborn, but apparently I'm really stubborn still. And so I you know, sort of got rid of that. And, you know, I had to pull myself up from the ground and really just focus on what would make me happy. And I love working from home and I love helping people. And I mean, if you looked at my closet right now, I live and breathe Isagenix. So why would I not want to share this with so many people right now that are stuck at home hurting?
I'm so grateful for everything that you are sharing. And you guys, I mean, just someone that I've been privileged to be able to work with Jenny over the years, you know, more times, sometimes more often than not. What am I saying? There are seasons we've worked more closely together than other times. That's what I'm trying to say. But if I could show you some of the messages, like the three-way messages I was in pre-March of 2020, like if I can go back, I don't really delete my text messages. This is what they would sound like, right? Always energetic, always enthusiastic, always with love for whom the people, but she would be like, hey, Lauren, I want you to talk to so-and-so, I was talking about isogenics, but they have celiac disease and some gut issues and you're a nutritionist and can you help them, right? Next message was like, oh, hey, this person has thyroid issues and I don't really know, and you're a nutritionist, can you help them, right? This is how our group messages had been. And I remember the day I was introduced to Amy. I remember the first time we did the call, and it was like, hey, I want you to meet this girl, and she's another bartender, and you were a bartender, and I was a bartender, and I really think that we can show her this opportunity because, even if it just supplements a little bit right now while the restaurant's closed, I'd love to talk to her about this. And I was like, what? I mean, like one of the first working calls, I literally got 7 ATMs all about the business in an hour from Jenny. And I was like, oh, this is going down now. Like, this is like, I'm not even prepared to have these conversations with her because it was such a shift. And I've always led with the business. And people ask me about the products, of course, right? It's a no-brainer. We use the product. The products work. They're amazing. But this opportunity is like, that's the duplication. And, I could see it. And I was like, her business is going to be in a totally different place in a couple months. And I want to just end with something before I lead into kind of the rest of our call. I mean, now that she shared with you just really how tough it was, like I do believe that I can see gifted people and people that are talented, and sometimes they just have to get out of their own way. But I really wanted Jenny to do the dash to director, and it was like, I don't have that money. Like, I want to do it, but like, I don't have that money. Like, it's not about the skin in the game. Like, I have nothing to give you. And I was like, you know what? Do a payment plan. Get 3 other people to do it with you. Like, it was like not a negotiable because I knew what it would do for her. And I didn't care about the $100, right? It wasn't like it was paying me. It's the skin in the game. And if you look at one person right now who can really show you what's possible, when you just put your head down and grind. I mean, her business has grown 5 times with the number of people in it, the residual income, the bonuses, from that grit and that hustle. And I'm so proud of you. Like, I am so proud of you. It was so exciting just to see it week after week after week. And you are inspiring our entire organization. So I appreciate all you're doing and your total vulnerability and passion tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You guys keep blowing up the chat and tell her that. So I want to tell you one other quick thing that I'm doing and then wrap up with our Blitz Week that's going to take us right up to celebration and to the Crystal Executive Reset. So I do reach outs all the time. Okay, all the time, sometimes more than not, but it is like a non-negotiable that I reach out to like 10 or 20 new people a week. But a lot of times I try and do that a day. And I was thinking about it today when I was on my walk and I was talking with Laura, and she was like, why was everybody like not getting a hold of me this weekend? And no one's messaging me back. And suddenly on a Monday, she's going to have 4 enrollments. And that happens this time, right? I mean, this business is like that. You think people are going to do it and they don't come back to you, they unfriend you, they whatever, and all of a sudden someone else shows up. But this business, it's like a boomerang. Whatever you throw out there comes back. So if you throw out all the negative energy, these people are not enrolling, these people hate isogenics, they hate network marketing, you're going to see that over and over and over. It's coming back to you, usually harder, right? Now, if you're showing up every day, like, I don't care, I'm excited. These people want to lose weight. There's people out there that want to make money. There are people out there that want to be a part of this community. You're just throwing it out there and throwing it out there. It's like when you least expect, people are going to come into your life. People are going to show up into your life. So for those of you that get on the Work It calls, there was a day that we did the chicken list one, and I, in like the hour, messaged 20 owners of blow dry salons, people I found on LinkedIn and Facebook, right? And I've like, Trudy Maples has these products and a couple blow dry bars. I'm like, I can do that, right? Oh man, I'm like eaten alive by these people. They're like, oh, I can't believe you want to sell me your shakes and you're another network marketer and blah, blah, blah. Like, they're all like, have unfriended me, unfollowed me on LinkedIn. Nobody wanted me to show them an income producing asset into their blow dry salon with my weight loss products, right? I don't care. I don't know these people. I'm like going. Today, out of freaking nowhere, this medical esthetician from Instagram is like, have you ever brought your wellness products into a spa? I love network marketing and I follow you, and I would love for you to come in and like set up something that all of my girls that come in and get Botox can cleanse, because it's really important for them to like nourish their body on the inside out. I was like, who's this woman? Right? But I think, how many boomerangs did I throw out there, like recruiting salons, recruiting stylists, right? And then this is like just like a godsend, right? I'm like, what? Like, did you write the right person? Because I didn't know who she was. I have no idea where she came from. But that's the nature of this business. That just happens. Okay. And so I just want to like remind you guys of how important it is to just be yourself and be excited. And I could care less about people that think I'm like the crazy shake girl and, you know, that I'm in this network marketing company, because there's enough people out there doing it well that are looking for a home. And there's enough young people in the next generation that don't want a corporate job that we have to inspire, you know, that we have to just show that there's something out there. And so I'm leaving you with just like focusing on like what you want. Don't focus on what's not happening. Focus on what you want, because whatever you focus on, you're going to see more of it. And that being said, I really, really want to encourage you guys to lock arms with some accountability partners and get laser focused for a blitz week that will take us right after the 4th of July through the Crystal Executive Reset on July 12th, which will lead us obviously right up to celebration. So we've always done things as a team of, you have to qualify, you know, for a team dinner as like, you know, the leadership recognition dinner, or we really encourage people imagining their lanyard. So for those of you who have not been to an event, everybody gets like a regular lanyard, but the executives are black or they're sparkly, or, you know, it's like, ooh, and like the push for that, because there's recognition, there's some distinguishment. Whether you're at home dressed up in your gala dress or in yoga pants, like most people are not going to know, but you know if your business is in the same place last year as this year. You know, you understand if your team is in the same momentum or not. And I want you guys to just be real clear and say, you know what, I've got 30 days. What can I do in a month? And get laser focused on your goals. And whether tonight you're rewriting your list, you know, whether you are going back to inactive people, you are going to all of your new customers and putting them in group messages to set up vision casting calls or to help them find their 2 people. But I want you to right now plan on this blitz week. And much like Kisa and Jenny and Jules and Amy and Liz, right? They blocked out, I know I just forgot someone, Kelly, like they blocked out these weekend and they got on a Zoom and relentlessly did calls, did ATMs, did 3-way calls, and just locked arms until they hit those goals. Much like some of you have been here about a year and a half ago, I was like, we can roll 100 people in a day. And everybody thought it was crazy. I was like, well, it's like 100 of us all enrolled one person, you know. And I think I saw Kisa write on her thing on her team that they had 43 people like join in the last few days. Like, it's so possible, right? But it's the vision, it's the commitment. But we were on this Zoom. I mean, I remember Danielle lost battery or power in her house, and she went out into her car. It was like stayed on in her car because she didn't have power to be a part of it. I mean, there's just this like lock solid, laser focused energy, rock solid, that I want us to really plan on that week. Okay. And so between now and then, it's going to take work. But what is your goal? So there's a lot of consultants on here, a lot that can go manager, right? That is helping 2 of your people find their 2 by then. There's a lot of managers right now who are going director. There's a lot of directors who are trying to go executive, right? There's some executives that need to create a new executive. But like, what is that goal? Who are you taking with you, right? And then get those accountability groups and say, like, right now, I'm going to block off all day on the 10th or the 11th or the 12th or whatnot to be able to be relentless in achieving people's goals, because that is the Crystal Executive Reset. There's going to be rank advancements all throughout the company. And I want us to spearhead that as a team, right? Like, the speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. And maybe you're going to hit the 5-cycle bonus for the first time. Maybe you're going to hit the 1-star bonus for the first time. Maybe you're going to hit 2-star bonus for the second time. I mean, I literally today was mapping out, like, without fail, Chris and Alicia and Anna, they're all going 5-cycle bonus. Like, it's in my head. I already know. And I'm like, okay, now I know the roadmap for the next 3 weeks, because it's not going to happen that week, right? I was literally thinking, like, who's going manager? Who's going director? Yes, Kimberly wrote me today. Like, she's like, next up, 1-star. Like, that's the best when you rank advance and you're ready into the next one. And so I want us as a team to plan for that now, because if I don't tell you and all of a sudden that week I'm like, oh, it's Blitz week, and everybody block off your calendar and you're like, oh, we're camping, oh, it's belated Easter, and oh, my relatives from Montana are in town and everything else. Like, plan it and treat your business like a business and block out time and set those goals and just reverse engineer. And this is one of my favorite things to do. So if anybody's like, okay, I'm a 1-star, what do I have to do to get to 2-star? We can map it out. We can literally give you the formula of how many people you need at what packs in order for that to happen. Like, I'll do that all day long with you, but you have to see it. You have to believe it. You have to be excited about it. And you absolutely have to have accountability. So I want to encourage you guys. And when this call gets posted, I'm going to ask for people to respond in there. Who's their accountability team? Who are the 3 or 4 people that you're locking arms and you're rank advancing with? And I'm going to encourage you to write that in the comments of the chat. And we can all hold each other accountable. We can do some bigger calls, but that belief that you can pour into someone, and you might not even have the person in your team yet that you're rank advancing, right? So like if I have a new girl right now who I want to get to consultant this week, she has the ability to go manager by that date, but she hasn't enrolled her 2 people yet to know who those 2 people are that are going to come in for each of those 2 people. It's okay. You have to just forward think and not worry about how it's going to happen. You just have to see that it's going to happen. So I am so grateful for you, Jenny. I am so proud of our West Coast and Texas Freedom Dreamer teams. I'm so thrilled for all of you guys. Like the energy around this right now is amazing. And if there's anything that I can just leave you with the value of Jenny's story, more than her success and her skill set and the consistency and that anybody can do this, but it is how badly she needed it and really took control of her life, right? And found a solution. She's not a victim. She's such a hardworking, determined person. But remind yourself, when you are worried about reaching out to someone, remember that there are people out there looking for this. It has nothing to do with us sometimes and everything to do with what we can do for somebody else. So look for Kisa's flyer whenever David Wood interviews her. How exciting. That's going to be amazing. So be on the lookout for that. I appreciate you guys so much. We'll see you in a week, and thank you guys for all your hard work. Good night.